Bhora arriving once again in style, hey? Yes, the two teams wearing both a green. We used to green and the other one, red or whatever, or green. And this one here, but today it's green. We'll have to wait. I mean, they both can be wearing green, but Simba Bhora there, Chief Justice arriving in green style.
Like what Jemba was saying about the colors.
Yes.
It's something we appreciate, and also about the coaches. It's a motivational to the teams. I would say also the fans, they should see something like this. As a team, you also need to have some reliable transport, which is very good. And getting into the stadium and coming off the bus and ready for the battle, I think when you have this culture, it's modern day football life. They also need to practice this, and the boys should understand it and give everything for the club. But I think they are ready. You can see they are ready, these guys, and they've been doing well in the last games.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's good. It's good, Jemba, to see these teams arriving in grand style, because back in the days, somebody would look for his transport kubva kumbare kwenda kugwanzura opinda lift kana usina mari yekombi waikuda bus hanzi bombi newakoma nombari. So it's good, and it brings the unison, isn't it? The unison in the team, instead of saying one guy there is coming from there, maybe his sekuru gives him a lift. So it's good to see that.
Well, it's really brilliant, and also I'm loving even the arrival doesn't. It's not only about the buses; it's about the players walking in the tunnel, getting the changing rooms, which really gives our viewers the background or what the behind the camera scenes that are normally privy to a very few. So I mean, it's one of those, and obviously what we would love to see in the near future is to see which bus is better than the other, the inside of the buses.
There you go again. Yeah, you know what? Well, we'll have to wait and find out if that can be okayed, and our technical crew can go inside the buses and find out which ones have the TVs. The whatever, the Wi-Fi's and whatever. I'm sure we'll have to wait and find out. But it's good to see that. But let's talk about more serious business. Let's talk about the teams. Last year, Makepe were beaten twice by the same adversaries. What do you think? How does that hold, especially we are facing the northern end stand, where most of the Caps United supporters sit. So, Chief Justice, how do you think these supporters will be thinking? Because they know last year they were beaten twice. So what would they be thinking right now?
This is a beautiful game. First and foremost, I want to see, you can see the fans. Usually when Simba Bhora is playing here, they are always sitting here. And now they vacated for the owners of the bay. And considering the results from last year, I think Caps United anticipating a win. They need to win this game, and also they have got a new technical staff, and they need to change many things, and their approach towards the game. And of course, Simba Bhora have done so well, especially in this field. They came here, played a lot of games. They even played the final here, and I think they are comfortable here as well. Joel Pasha knows here he was a coach for the Dynamos. This was their home, but for now, it's a different ball game against the Green Machine. I think it's gonna be interesting. Also for the fans, they are anticipating. You can see they are all waiting eagerly. They are for the match, and of course for the colors they are fighting for it. They also have the same colors on the buses, so it's counting all over. It's probably they created their own rival, Right. And Buju is also a staunch supporter for Cape United. You want to show also how good his club is. But I think this is one of the games we anticipate as a good one, and want to talk about during this week.
Yes, you might have wondered, Buju Banton? What's Chief Justice talking about? No, he's talking about the man we call Buju. Is Simba Ndoro, the proprietor of Simba Bhora. Yes, we call him Buju. So he supports Caps United. But today, he'll be supporting, no doubt about it, Simba Bhora. No changes, Jemba, from the Caps United lineup that drew 1-1 with Dynamos yesterday. A sign that Ian Bakalaka Banana is happy with what has been happening.
Well, I would think probably it's just 2 days. I mean, 2 games. Reigning or 2 games in charge, and probably this is the team that is trying to put together. But obviously, as a pundit or as an analyst, I had a little bit of reservation in the team selection, especially when I look at how they played against Dynamos. I felt there was something missing in the middle of the park. Obviously, we saw Chintuli trying to create chances in the front, but also there was a little bit of lethargic going forward. There wasn't that much zest, and obviously the predatory that you want in front of the goal. I thought probably maybe he would have worked around with the experience that he has on the bench. I think last week we spoke about Rodro being out, and we always felt.
Right. As we take a look, sorry to butt in, we take a look at the last game that was played here, the Harare Derby between Dynamos and Caps United, and what a derby it was. It did rise up, not to the expected heights of the years gone by, but it was lit up 1-1, and it was a fair result, Chief Justice.
Yeah, considering what we used to see the past few years, I think this was better, and also a beautiful
much
goal.
better.
Yeah, much better, and also a beautiful goal from the boy there,
Kundai Benyu.
Yeah, he did very well, you know,
and
good technique, and he plugged it to the far corner. The goalkeeper had no chance. I think it was a good game, and all together, I think we should see these games in the coming few weeks, so that the people can continue to come to the stadium.
Yeah, as you saw, remember Kapopi, Emmanuel Jalai scoring first for Dimbare, and then of course Kundai Benyu replying. Right, we're also bringing you the game that we covered at Wazanai Stadium, where highlights that is, where Tinuchedu did beat the Wi-Fi boys tail 1, and yes, 1-0 it was, and it was a hard-fought match. In the end, Jemba and Simba Bhora triumphed by 1-0.
Exactly, and obviously that's their fortress. It had to be a win, and I've loved how they transformed themselves after losing a couple of players, and obviously having Gurira coming in right there with the tap-in. That's brilliant anticipation. And obviously, talking about T1 is a perfect team. I mean, it's no pushover. Yeah.
They're now number 4, eh?
Exactly, and well, I'm a total fan for Jumpanu. I mean, since his time at Rhinos, I'm a total fan. I love how he organizes his team and how he plays, and you can see it in Tier 1. He is one of those coaches for me in the local league that you can't really push over.
Yes, well, you know that John Panu, yes, like what Jemba is saying, was saying. The last time I talked to him, if you remember, when Dynamos played Tail 1, it ended in a draw 1-1. And I did ask him, did he have it out for Dynamos? But he said, no, nothing like that, because one day I believe I'll be going back to Dynamos. So we'll have to wait and find out. Well, it's Caps United versus Simba Bhora. The last time they met twice last season, like I told you, Simba Bhora beat them 2-1 both times. So the Caps United supporters will be having vengeance on their minds. And Simba Bhora, 1 or 2 changes, a couple of changes, not really, but Ishanesu Mauchi, who I think is the pillar of that, will be in the heart of defense. Right. We also managed to talk to the 2 gaffers to find out what they would be thinking about this game. And yes, you know we always do that. First, we talked to Kabanana, Ian Bakala. Then we talked to Dubai, Joel Lopatla. This is what they said. Take a listen.
It's more tougher than the game against Dynamos. Dynamos are not doing well at the moment. But looking at the game we're playing today, I think we prepared very well in training. Looking at how Simba play, they're doing better in the league. And for us, we did a lot of tactical, and which is a good thing for them. We have seen an improvement in the team. Even the attitude, I think they know what is at stake for this game. Because where we are not okay. But I think in training, the way they are showing, the character is coming up and looking ready even for today's game. In my technical bench, we selected team on merit. I wasn't there when the other players were playing. But for me, I saw it in training and I have to build the team from there. It's not about the name of a player, but it's the input is putting in training to make up a starting 11, which those guys, I think they showed. And we had to give them a chance, each of them. I think they did well. They are the ones who are looking to start the game again, which is good for us, though even those guys on the bench, I think they are pushing. It's a good thing for us. There's much competition than when I came. It's different. That's why even you saw those changes. Everyone who deserves to play, he has to play. We are not taking a number just for the sake of the number, but we want players who are going to work more extra hard for all the games of money. Everyone is available and fit to get the 3 points today.
It's a difficult game because Caps United have had a change of the technical team. Obviously, you know, when you change the technical team, the players, it's either they respond good, and I've watched the past 2 games of Caps United and they've done well. They are doing well under a good coach, so we are hoping that it's going to be a good game. But we have prepared very well the whole week. The boys have been they've been doing their job in a way, because we won the last game after having lost here at Rufaro. So for us, it's touch and go, because we worried. We have come here 3 times, we have lost all those 3 games. So we're hoping that today is going to be 4th time lucky. The boys have done well here, but we have lost. So we are hoping that today they will do well, and at the end of the day we win. It's always good to win because it builds the confidence. When you lose, you get knocked back. When you draw, you get knocked back. You know, we are the defending champions. So here a draw is just as good as a loss. So we have to continue winning. We have to keep on winning so that we put pressure also on the teams that are leading. The teams that are leading are doing well. The competition this season is very tight. So we need to stay amongst the leading pack so that there is not too much gap that's created. And so far it's been good, but we can do better. We can do more. I've always said that I feel that I've got a complete side, a good team. But these boys, if they continue bearing the chance that we create, I think we are going to keep on seeing these matches that we have seen of late.
Right, so you heard from the 2 gaffers there. What do you think? Yes, I'm going to be, let me ask them now. Their focus, because we might run out of time. Let me start with, of course, Chief Justice. Focus. Prediction.
I think a 2-0 for Chinuchedu.
2-0 for Chinuchedu. I was waiting for it. I thought he was going to say 2-0 for Makepekepe, but no. 2-0 for Chinuchedu, Simba Bhora. And Jemba?
No, I'm not going to be biased. Yeah. I think it's a bit more biased. I'm going to.
Do you think? Were you biased?
No, not really.
Not really.
I'm just looking at the approach of the games.
Right.
You know? I think Simba Bhora have been very approachable.
Okay.
You know, in terms of their attack, they go for the kill.
All right, full stop. Yeah, full stop. No. So no bias from Chief Justice, and no bias. If you're a Kepe fan, you just heard what he said. Right. Let's find out from Jemba who he thinks will win.
Well, I would have to go with Chinuchedu as well, but for a 2-1. For a 2-1, yeah.
2-1 Chinuchedu. You know what that leaves me to do? I'm gonna go 2-0 Makepekepe. Oh yes, 2-0 Makepekepe. You heard me right. We'll see what happens there. Because Chief Justice 2-0 Chinuchedu, Jemba 2-1 Chinuchedu. Inini 2-0 Makepekepe. All right, so that's what it is. We were just talking about, no changes from Caps United from the side that drew 1-1 with Dynamosa. And a couple of changes from Simba Bhora. Junior Makunike starts. Now, that's a very enterprising player, Chief Justice.
It seems like he's gaining the form. You know, the last few games he made some goals, I think 2. he's starting to shape up. I think the coach is liking him. He's doing well, and we can see his fitness is coming back. The times when he was at Dynamos, he's becoming a little bit of more of a player, a good player, and his body is now okay to play in central midfield. That's why he's having chances going forward. But I think they are going to do well in midfield, Simba Bhora. That's where they will thrive on and try to use the wing play where there's Kangadzi. He's not bad. He's good when you go up front. He brings in crosses. I think they are going to settle in that one. And the Makunike having more of the ball so that they neutralize the Cape United.
Right, Junior Makunike, in case you might be wondering, Makunike, yes, he is the nephew of the late, great Cape United midfielder, Blessing Yogo Makunike. Everybody thought that he would follow in his uncle's footsteps, but he joined Dynamos, and after Dynamos, he's gone to Simba Bhora. Well, you know, these kind of things happen. And then, of course, Blessing Moyo, Bisto, is going to be there as well for Simba Bhora. That's in the heart of the midfield. And, of course, Tola William will be in goal for Simba Bhora. So it's, I'll tell you, star for star, it's evenly balanced. There's no complaints that we didn't have any stars in our lineups because, Jemba, I mean, both teams have quality players.
Really good quality. I mean, for me, especially if you look on the paper, Cape United has more quality. Just from the reading the names on the paper, Cape has more. But well, probably the deployment for me. I mean, I wouldn't, if I was obviously in Coach Bakala's shoes, I wouldn't deploy obviously Shandirwa as the holding defensive midfielder. I would prefer him to be a little more flexible and going forward and back. And this is where I've thought probably that's where Cape United needed to have a tweak a little bit and have somebody who is more sitting and obviously deploy Shandiro going forward. The thing is, Shandiro is not a ball marker; he's more of a ball player. And to have him in front of the center defense, it's gonna be a very huge downfall for Caps, if you ask me. Because if you look at how Simba Bhora is lined up, it's more of a 3-5-2. They have more quality in the middle of the park. Took off Mudadi, you have Ziocha coming in. So you have also Makunike, we have Bisto in, obviously holding. You also have Nube inside, the middle of the park. So this is a team that is quite set up in the middle of the park.
Yeah, that's right. We'll also keep you updated with the other games happening in the country. We've got 2 other matches at Emagumeni. The students visit there as they take on Ibozo, and the Highlander supporters will be gunning for vengeance because the last year that the students went there, they beat Ibozo in their own backyard. We'll also be keeping you updated with what will be happening from Gibbo Stadium. Second from last, the Sugar Boys Triangle United entertained the Gem Boys Manika Diamonds. We will be letting you know as well what will be happening there. But just quickly, Chief Justice, at Emagumeni, that's a battle, and the Highlander supporters would want to avenge that defeat that they suffered last year at the hands of the students. Your thoughts?
You know, it pains to play against Herentals. You know, the way they approach their games, also including IB will be playing. So everyone have got a different setup in mind about how they play. It's a painful team. Boogie side. Yeah. It reminds me of the Lancashire. Those were the games, big games.
When you were there as well,
Big games, they show up, you know, very well. And I think it's a hard game for Highlanders, considering Herentals, they don't have home or away. Usually whenever they pick up, they always come for you. They always give you a good game. So I think it's going to be one to look at. And IB has got nothing to lose with his team. They will just try by all means the way they did last time and give it much pain to the Bosso. But Bosso playing at home, they will try by all means to win this game because these are the most important games to win, especially when you want to be a contender.
Okay, right. So you had the predictions, right? Predictions. Just to remind you, Chief Justice 2-0 Chinuchedu, Jemba 2-1 Chinuchedu, CNN 2-0 Makepe. Right. It's now time to cross to the commentary box to find out what will be happening. We'll be talking to you at halftime. Some will tell you which I know your name. Yeah. I don't know because I don't know now.
It's Cape United taking on Simba Bhora here at the Theatre of Dreams in Zimbabwean football. And the fans are filling up slowly. And I think very soon we'll have a sizable crowd that will cheer on these two teams to their 3 points. As to who will get the 3 points, your guess is as good as mine. It's Stanley Katande with Joseph Nkani in the commentary box. We'll be bringing you this encounter, and of course we know these two teams have met before. Joseph, taking at what they've done before, Cape United and Simba Bhora have met 4 times, and looks like Simba Bhora are still holding on to the long end of the stick.
Yes, indeed, Stanley. Simba Bhora have actually dominated Cape United in the 4 games that they've met before. And one interesting fact is that Cape United haven't beaten Simba Bhora in Harare. So Cape United have a poor home record against Simba Bhora from the 4 times that they've met. So we hope the 53-year-old Cape United will be able to subdue the 17-year-old Simba Bhora, who has been very disrespectful.
Yes, indeed. Simba Bhora are like a new kid on the block. They are the defending champions. They won the title last season under the tutelage of Tondera Indiraya, who is now with Scotland. And they're talking about Scotland. They played Chicken Inn here at Rufaro Stadium, and the match ended prematurely because of a hotly disputed penalty. Chicken Inn disputed the penalty that was awarded to Simba Bhora, and we'll see what the authorities will say about that as we see the team here, Cape United, playing the band. And of course Scotland and Chicken Inn, like I said, the match ended prematurely with Chicken Inn disputing the penalty. But your thoughts about that decision? Was it a penalty? Was it not?
In my view, Stanley, I think it was not a penalty for 2 reasons. Because one, a penalty is given when it hits the arm of a defending player in the box, and the arm is defined as the part which is below the sleeve. And in my view, that ball hit the sleeve part of the defender. And then, of course, another factor will be the distance between the source of the flight of the ball and the moment it hits the arm of the defending player. So in my view, I know the case is still sub judice. The league is still to make a determination, but in my view, I wouldn't have given that as a penalty.
Well, when I first saw it, I thought it was a penalty because although the concerned player was facing the other way, yes, his hand was raised.
Yes.
And that makes him big. So the referee, in trying to make a split decision, he had to come up with a penalty. Otherwise, whichever way it would have gone, there would have been a lot of debate around that decision.
And even now, Stanley, there's still a lot of debate around it. And if you look at the context of that particular game, it was at the dying embers of the game, and which might then come out as the referee deciding an outcome. You then look at it from a psychological point of view to say, what are the implications of giving a penalty compared to not giving a penalty?
Exactly. And if we may bring you up to date with what is happening, we will have a slight delay because of a clash of colors of the kits. That's unheard of. That is unheard of because both teams came on the field of play, and before you even come to the stadium, Joe, you have to tell the authorities the colors that you will be wearing.
Yes.
I can't quite wrap my finger around it to say, how did we get to that?
It's unacceptable. It's very unacceptable. You have the two sets or two camps having someone they employ as the kit manager. The kit managers are then obligated to liaise with their opponents and agree on the colors for the day. So the issue of having a clash of colors definitely is unacceptable.
Well, finally, the two teams are out on the field of play. And very soon we will be getting underway. Cape United in white and Simba Bhora in purple. Light purple tops and dark purple shorts. And of course, Simba Bhora play with confidence because they've beaten Cape United twice before. And the Green Machine will be trying to find a measure of revenge in winning the game today. But first, let's pause for the national anthem. Yes, that was scores was the Zimbabwe national anthem, Ngai Komborerwe, Nyika ye Zimbabwe, as the two teams are preparing to fight it out for 3 points. Simba Bhora just going across to greet their counterparts, and Cape United in turn will go across to meet the match officials, who are made out of Ronald Chinyani as the referee and Pearson Jokonera, the first assistant referee. Second assistant is Jealous Joao, and Tinotenda Mashoko is the fourth match official. Ruziwe is the match commissioner this afternoon. And you see there the Cape United captain Phineas Bamusi just going across to complete the pre-match formalities with the match officials. The toss has just been conducted, and we will be seeing the game getting underway. And the Simba Bhora captain, Blessing Moyo, racing to meet his colleagues as they prepare for battle with Cape United. Remember, Cape United played Dynamos last week here, and they fielded exactly the same team. Ian Bakala, the Zambian Mentor, the new coach for Cape United, has kept the same lineup here. That features Kwaku Stephen Odai, Jimmy Zingai alongside Tapio Matongo, Bruce Kangwa on the left and Wesley Milanzi on the right. Basila Mabiala Raema in the middle, Shandir Watanaga alongside Kundai Benyu, the score of that brilliant goal. We'll talk about that later on. And Emmanuel Joseph and Bamuse flanking Nyasha Chintuli, who will be operating as the center striker. And for Simba Bhora, William Tole, the Malawian, who has been doing a good job in keeping 8 clean sheets. He has got Ishane Chumauchi, jersey number 66, alongside Kangazi Roland, Webster Tafa on the right, Nyani Ishmael on the left, and Butoleze Ngube is the CDM, or the defensive midfielder. That is the lineup for Cape United. You see there the lack of Tapia Matongo and Zingai partnering again in defense, and Wesley Milanzi with Bruce Kangwa are the wing backs. Basila Mubiala, Raema and Benyu Kundai Leroy alongside Shandir Watanaka are the midfielders, as Simba Bhora will turn around and say we also have imports in Tole William, who is a Malawian international, and Tanaka Webster Tafa, Mauchi and Selma, a very impressive young man in the center of defense, and ironically he is the youngest in this particular team here. Ishanechu Mauchi is such a strong defender. That's the player with the back to us, number 66, Ishanechu Mauchi, with William Tole in red. Of course, they'll certainly pose a very big threat to Cape United, despite playing away from home. Here they are. They brought quite a sizable crowd from Shamba, not very far from Harare. It's understandable that the fans have made the way all the way to the Faro Stadium. I think we'll have a lot of noise as the game is progressing, Joe.
Yes, I think there will be an equal competition of for attention, because the Simba Bhora as a brand has managed to attract the community in Marsh Central and Shamba in particular. So they have a loyal band of supporters who always travel with them.
Yes, indeed, as Emmanuel Joseph gets the match underway, the Cape United center striker Milanzi picks it up, finds Shandirwa. Cape United just giving each other a feel of the ball before venturing upfield. Zingai to Kangwa, who gives away possession. And this one goes back to Simba Bhora. We're knocking it around, Blessing Moyo to the far side and offside against Simba Bhora. They'd run into space in a bit to get the ball into the center. But the far side assistant referee Pearson Vokonera's flag was up. This one is guided back to Tole William. And Zingai back to Tole. Bruce Kangwa looking for Emmanuel Joseph. Brings it down, and in the end it goes out of play for what looks like a Cape United throw. We welcome those joining us for the first time. You haven't lost much. As Shandirwa picks up possession. He had a very good game against Dynamos here at Rufaro Stadium. Despite not winning, he certainly had Dynamo's hands full in the middle of the park. That's Tanaka Shandirwa. Bruce Kangwa rescued by Tanaka Shandirwa, guiding it backwards. Now this is Jimmy Zingai. Matongo. Back to Kangwa. Trying to get past his marker, he succeeds. Here they come through once again. Manuel Joseph tightly monitored. And this one rolls out of play for yet another throw. It's Bruce Kangwa. Deep inside enemy territory. And again, Cape United failing to keep that ball in play. That was Mabiala, the Congolese. Simba Bhora pumping a long one. Neatly taken down by Kangwa. Shandirwa losing possession. Here it comes now to the far side. They've done very well. The cross will come into the center and cleared away by Milanzi. But that was some desperate action. The cross has come in. Kangwa heading it away. Simba Bhora trying to set the scene on fire. And finally guided to the far side. And Bruce Kangwa makes sure that it's cleared away. And of course, Simba Bhora not giving up. They pick up possession once again, Ziocha. Good long cross. Milanzi heads under pressure. It's a free kick. Free kick awarded there after Banabasam Tuche. Not Banabasam Tuche, after Ziocha, I think, was impeded. Here is the Ghanaian goalkeeper for Caps United, Stephen Kwaku Odai. He's played twice for... Sorry, he hasn't played any matches at all. It is Tole who has actually played twice for Malawi. Here's Zingai. Well, Leslie Milanzi calling for it and collects it. Plays it to Emmanuel Joseph, can't beat his marker. Simba Bhora, this is Mauchi. Angela Mauchi. They continue to win possession. Who is there? Bruce Kangwa can't collect, and this one will roll all the way back to the goalkeeper. Stephen Kwaku Odai. But Zingai. Caps United restart the formula. And Phineas Bamusi thumped to the ground. He must have felt the pain. He stayed down for a few seconds there. And the referee, Ronald Chinyani, keeping a tight rein on the movements of these players. As Zingai prepares to take the throw, we take a look again at the incident. Well, I think he invited the effort, the challenge there, by failing to make the ball stick. Good header there by the Caps United defenders. It's a good dummy. And Mabiala is all over his opponent like a rush. Butola Zwengube, the defensive midfielder from Simba Bhora. One of the veterans in the side. They do have quite a few veterans. Simba Bhora. This one is flicked through. Comes in. They try to go forward. Simba Bhora now starting to settle down. As Mauchi picks it up, finds his captain, Blessing Moyo. Here they come once again, Webster Tafa. Into the center, this is Nyani. Nyani Ishmael. And clipped away. As they come now with Ziocha. This is the danger man. Does well to find his colleague. The ball stays on the line, but this one rolls over for a goal kick to Caps United. Yes, Simba Bhora not visiting the opponent's penalty box on a regular basis, but when they do, I think they're looking a bit dangerous. As Odai clears. Simba Bhora once again settling on the ball, but Benyu was the first to pick it up. Kangwa looking for Joseph, and he's beaten there. A handball, appeal not given. Referee says play on. Here comes Budadi. And finally the ref going to restart with a drop ball in favor of Simba Bhora. Here's Blessing Moyo, former Dimbare player, former FC Platinum, and also played in South Africa for quite some time. As we take a look at the incident.
It was off his thigh.
It was off his thigh, yes.
Off his thigh.
So the ref, Ronald Chinyani, was absolutely right, as we see there. Joe Lupasha, Dubai, former Highlanders player and coach, now turning out as coach for Cape United. Blessing Moyo fighting for possession, guides it backwards. Mauchi easily taken away. Here comes Mubiala and brought down by Nyani. It's a free kick to Cape United. Shandirwa takes it quickly. Milanzi Wesley, Bamusi, dummies, but Nyani, she's shielding the ball as it goes over the line for a goal kick. Here is how it all came about. That was late. And I must say, he's very lucky not to get a yellow card there.
And Joseph Manuel had actually done well to turn, to receive the ball and deceive his marker and go on a turn, which was good on his part. But of course, he was fouled in the process.
Here's Nyani. Played it along the ground. Benyu has got a touch. Pamusi picks up possession. Benyu can't fasten on to possession, and Cape United will restart the formula. Kangwa had drifted into the middle of the park, and they will guide it all the way back to Odati. Shandirwa, the nice touch. Benyu distributing the ball well, plays it back to Shandirwa, too slow, and in the end Shandirwa brings down an opponent, and I can see Nyani racing over. It looked like he was going to brandish a yellow card, but no, as we take a look at that again, that was Wesley Milanzi. He is the man who actually brought him down, but I saw Shandirwa running away like somebody fleeing from an accident scene. Here they come once again, Simba Bhora. Ziocha relays it on the far side. Good turn inside the area. The header. This one, nobody home, and the goalkeeper can clear. Pamusi in a very difficult position has given away possession, and the goalkeeper does well to take this one. But of course, he created his own problems there and managed to redeem himself, Joe.
Yeah, he did. And of course, when that ball was sent in from the far side, sent in, of course, the goalkeeper. Look at the way Bamusi was dispossessed there. He tried to throw the pass to a teammate, but the ball was intercepted, sent into the box, and of course, goalkeeper Kwaku was equal to the task, and he recovered there. So he serves Cape United of the blushes. Otherwise, it was a series of errors for Cape United in a space of a short time.
Yes, indeed, as Mudadi will pick up possession. Good skills from him. Here is Nyani. Picked up on the near side now. He's going forward as the defender. Here we come now. Ishmael. Nyani. Good sliding tackle from Milanzi. And it goes out of play and gives away a corner kick. Milanzi had a very good game last weekend against Dimbare. Here we see again how he does it. Gets the ball and plays it over the byline. Good defensive work from the Cape United defender. Now the corner will come. Cape United are busy organizing their defense, making sure players are in their preordained positions, having played just 12 minutes in the first 45. Some attention on Ziocha by Bruce Kangwa. The veteran knows about the danger that comes into the box, and the goalkeeper collects, but the referee has already blown.
I think it's a corner kick routine that went awfully wrong for Simba Bhora. I think the referee is charged for offside because the corner kick was taken short, and then the Cape United defense moved inward, and therefore exposing the corner kick takeaway to actually taking a short corner, a short pass. I think it's good defensive play on the part of Cape United. They read that situation very well.
It looked like a well-rehearsed system. They did very well. Here is Budadi sent to the ground there by Wesley Milanzi. He looks like he's a no-nonsense player. Remember, he brought down Nyani a short while ago. United clear with Tapio Matongo. Ngube onto the far side. Brings it infield. Georgia once again. The return pass for Ngube. And they drift into the center. Benyu takes it away. Here is Shandirwa back to Benyu. Taking too long on the ball. He's brought down, but the ref says it's a free kick to Kundai Benyu. Deep inside his own half. As we take another look at the incident. Oh yes, indeed, because the opponent did not touch the ball at all. Here comes now Caps United, but this one rolls into touch. Throw in to Makepekepe. And it's Bruce Kangwa who finds Shandirwa. Back to Kangwa. Curls in a good-looking left footer, cleared away by Simba Bhora. Here they are now with Donald Mudadi, trying to beat everyone in his way. But he meets his match in Shandirwa, who does well to rescue the situation. Here he is playing it on the near side. Milanzi. Benyu flicks it over. Trying to find his captain, who is tightly monitored. Ngube clatters into an opponent. Benyu, who is down once again, and there's actually two players from Caps United who are lying down injured. And hopefully, for both of them, that is nothing serious that will result in their premature substitution. Kundai Benyu is up and about. Chandirwa preparing, as we see there. Wesley Milanzi receiving some instructions from Ian Bakala, the Zambian coach for Caps United. Kangwa trying to shoot from afar, but Blessing Moyo blocks it, but concedes the throw in. 15 minutes played in the first half. 0-0 the scoreline. Caps United in possession. This is Milanzi, confirmation of that scoreline. Singai. Matongo drifts forward. Plays it through. Good control. Here it comes once again to Benyu. Finds Milanzi. Bamus is overshadowed. And that ball is touched as it goes out of play for a Caps United throw. If only they have a long throw of the ball. It looks like Milanzi is the one who is going to do the honors. Judging by the distance he is backing away, it looks like it's going to be a long one into the Simba Bhora penalty box. Danger here for the team from Mazoe. Long throw. Hit it away. Back again. Butelezwe has got a touch to it. Shandirwa fails to take it. Mudadi. Well, Shandirwa and Mudadi are former teammates at Dynamos, and Shandirwa wants to make sure that Donald Mudadi doesn't dominate the midfield. Judging by the way that he's paying attention on his movement. Well, that looked like a shoulder charge. And it depended on who really wanted it. To me, it looked like it should have been allowed to go. But
yeah,
look.
I agree with you, Stanley. I thought that was a fair shoulder charge. And I don't know why the referee decided to penalize the Caps United Tanaka Shandirwa of there, which I think was a 50-50 ball.
Yes, and commotion inside the Caps United area. This one headed over. And it's a corner kick to Caps United. With William Tole screaming at his defenders. Even sending one of them to go and make sure that every player is marked. That was Kangadzi Roland, one of the centre backs for Simba Bhora. Simba Bhora Chinuchedu, as they say in Shamba. We've drifted into the 18th minute. The corner kick comes, headed away, doesn't get very far, flicked back into the penalty area by Chintuli. Kangwa presents danger. Benyu! Oh, this one gets away, and again he gets injured. But again he gets up. Then I thought he was thinking of last weekend when he produced a brilliant shot. Take a look at it now. Laid out to him, and that was a good block from the Simba Bhora players. Here they come now. Junior Makunike turns it in field. Ziocha skips past one man, and this one goes out of play. Buteles Ngube. Ziocha once again. Ngube fits his marker. The cross comes in, and once again Benyu is everywhere. Kundai
Benyu is industrious, and with his lengthy body, you know, you can almost see him in every frame where the action is involved. I think so far he's done well for himself. He's very industrious, he's involved in play, he gets himself into good openings, and he then invites play. But again, although unfortunately he's been impeded a couple more times than anyone else, he received the short end of the stick in the physical game.
Yes, indeed. Kundai Benyu is all over the place. Here's a corner now coming for Simba Bhora. In this goalless situation, into the 20th minute. Here comes the corner high, headed away. Shandirwa makes sure. Bamusi brings it down. Tries to get past his marker. And Buteles Ngube is penalized for a foul on Phineas Bamusi. He seems to have switched flanks now. He's going to operate from the far side. Bamusi once again flicks it over an opponent. Finds Joseph Emmanuel. The ball comes through. Good clearance from Simba Bhora. Shandirwa. Milanzi does well. Benyu trying to find Chintuli, but then this one runs out of play for a throw into Simba Bhora.
An update coming from other centers, Stanley, is that Highlanders and the Rentals are still goalless, while there's yet another late kickoff in Triangle, where Triangle are hosting Manica Diamond. We're still to get final details on what was the cause for the delay in kickoff in that fixture, but across the country, it's still 0-0 from all the games.
Yes, indeed. Yes. Score lines from across the country, 0-0. Milanzi. Benyu beats a man but loses possession. Here they come again with Blessing Moe Simba Bhora. Tafa to Mauchi, back to Tafa. Mudadi. The tightly monitored there by Chintuli, but he concedes possession. The ball runs out of play. Ian Bakala keeping a close eye on proceedings. He wants to make sure that Cape United starts its ascendancy. It must resemble the team that he played for back in the day, because the Zambian was such a fine midfielder. I remember Cape United playing an Angolan side. He was the one to make a difference. Here is Mauchi clearing the danger for Simba Bhora. And Buteles Ngube is brought down by Shandirwa. And he's claiming that, look, he was kicked by Ngube. And the Mabiala stands close to the ball, but then the kick is taken. Here they come now with Nyani Simba Bhora. Oh, lovely trick there. Beating Chintuli. All hands down. And inside the area, what a sliding tackle from Shandirwa. He certainly is a different player. And this one goes out of play. That was a clever dummy by Webster Tafa.
He went in like he was going to challenge for the ball, and yet he was just making a run across Chintuli, who was deceived by that run. And then, of course, the ball rolled out of touch.
Beaten clean by a defender. Here's Buteles Ngube. And Benyu was all over his opponent, so the referee has blown once again. That was Barnabas Mtuche. And the band is still playing in the Vietnam stand, the Simba Bhora band. Tafa finds Mauchi. Tafa Webster of Simba Bhora plays a long ball. Matongo clears in the process. Taken away by Shandirwa. Here is Emmanuel Joseph. Played back to Bruce Kangwa. Matongo once again. Finds the big centre back, Jimmy Zingai, who clips it through, but again to nobody. And Jimmy Zingai came from behind and impeded Emmanuel Zocha. So this will be a free kick, quickly taken by Simba Bhora. Young Makunike on the far side. The ball comes into the end and nobody home. And in the end, Milanzi allows it over the byline, up over the touchline for a throw in to Farai Jere, member of Parliament. We've got Comrade Scott Fabkanya, who is still a player.
Oh yes,
at about 53.
Definitely the oldest player in the local premiership. Yeah, playing the game at age 53.
53, I think, yes.
53, yes. Yeah. So
the amount of passion that he's got. Cape United now with a chance. Joseph finds Bamusi. A good-looking cross into the center, cleared away, and finally the danger is averted by Simba Bhora. Matongo couldn't cushion the header, and Ziocha very comfortable on the ball, turning one way then the other. Here's a good-looking cross on the near side to find Ishmael Nyani. Nyani turns one way, then the other, and the shot not good enough as it goes all the way back to the goalkeeper Odai, the Ghanaian. Here's Nyani. Well, it lacked power. The idea was there to try and toe pocket into the near side, but then it lacked a bit of power for Jimmy Zingai. Matongo stands on the ball, shuffling it from one foot to the other. But Mosi tightly has been picking up all the loose balls for Cape United. That was a good interception there. Benyu. That was a well-taken effort, but good defensive work as well from Simba Bhora. Ngube. And in the end, the ref intervenes. Free kick once again. Ngube was impeded. And Yanis always by himself. Brings the ball down neatly. Takes on Milanzi as we take a look at the earlier incident. And this one defended by Cape United. Kangwa on the far side. Joseph does well to find Mubiala. He hasn't been prominent in the middle of the park, being overshadowed by Benyu and Shandirwa. And Shintuli in the end backs into an opponent who stays down. But he's been helped as we take a look at the incident once again. Here's Benyu. That was Shintuli.
It was Chintuli.
Yeah, Chintuli who
Chintuli was backing off, was backing up onto the defender there, and then in the process he fouled him.
Yes, Milanzi was getting some instructions once again. Benyu beaten in the air. And Makunike too strong for Chintuli. So that will be free kick. As we see Wilfred Nkuna on the right and Ruziwa on the left. He's the match commissioner, Ruziwa today. He's the one who is scrutinizing the performances of our match officials, led by Ronald Chinyani. And we have Pearson Zokuonera on the far side. Jealous Joao is on the near side, with Tinotenda Mashoko as the fourth match official. Here's Matongo. Zingai, who is drifting forward. Zingai taking a bit of time on the ball, and he was challenged. Lucky for him, Mubiala was available. And it comes to Shandirwa. Back again to Tanaka. Shandirwa. Mabiala. Bamosi. The cross looks good. And Benyu couldn't arrive on time, and this one is out of play for a goal kick. But Cape United are asking the questions, Joe, I must say, because they've visited that penalty box on a number of times.
Yes, but they are not finishing, Stanley. They are not punishing the visitors. And as it is, if it stays like this, Simba Bhora will continue with their bragging rights over Cape United. Because in this fixture, 2 years ago in 2023, Cape United were held to a 1-1 draw by Simba Bhora. And then last season, this particular fixture, Simba Bhora beat Cape United 2-1. So in terms of this particular fixture at this venue, Simba Bhora own Cape United. So Cape United will be happier to get a win out of this. And Simba Bhora, of course, will say, Cape United, you can't beat us at Rufaro.
Oh, yes, indeed. Of course, Simba Bhora will feel very comfortable with that, because they've won here before and have beaten Cape United twice before. As we see Milanzi being forced backwards. This is Zingai. Playing it backwards to Tapio Matongo. Bruce Kangwa tracks back for the ball. Plays it in field for Tanaka Shandirwa. Gets around his marker, is being harassed unfairly. The referee agrees. Ronald Chinyani awards the free kick to Cape United. Quickly taken. As Matongo plays it across. This is Michael Nis, the Zimbabwe national team coach, the German, who qualified for AFCON with 2 games to play. Chintuli was enjoying himself in the middle of the park. Here's Bamusi, and it's always dangerous when Bamusi is in possession. Ziocha has stayed down. Play continues. Kangwa lays it into the center, and Shandirwa forced into desperate action as the ball goes out of play for a goal kick to Simba Bhora. 0-0 the scoreline. That's the former Zimbabwe national team manager Sharif Musa. And he's also involved in the current ZIFA structures. He's one of the committee members. Mudadi collects the ball in the center, lays it through. This is a lovely ball on the far side, but again Simba Bhora missing out on this one. But finally the flag goes up. But despite that flag going up, my word, that pass was defense splitting.
If you look at the way Simba Bhora are attacking Cape United, in the few moments that they do, they are very incisive. They tear apart Cape United defense. They are able to find each other and find pockets of space where they can thread through passes and exchange. Look at that that pass that was sent through, a defense splitting pass. Of course, yes, it was flagged offside, but in terms of finding the pockets, finding the spaces and running into pockets of space behind Cape United defense, Cape United are advised to watch out for these kinds of moves. They can be buried.
Yes, they can be buried. Shandirwa tried to play a first-time effort. Here comes Emmanuel Joseph. And in the end, he must have used his hand. And I see Webster Tafa writhing in agony with a facial injury. I don't think it was anything intentional. And I do hope that the replay will show us that. Part of the crowd here at Rufaro Stadium enjoying themselves. Yeah, it started off chilly today, but it's warmed up. And I think I've seen the Oh yes,
Yeah, they
he
were
led
elbow.
with the left elbow, and it constitutes dangerous play, so he cannot complain. And there's still the Cape United striker protesting his innocence. Joe Lupatha takes the occasion to redraft the plan, insisting that it must be implemented without fail.
Given to Tinotenda Murasiranwa or for Manika Diamond. This is a game between Triangle and Manika Diamond. So a red card being issued to Tinotenda Murasiranwa in that game. While on the other game between Highlanders, the Rangers still remains goalless.
Yes, still 0-0 across the country. Confirmation of that yellow card. Mbolo Emmanuel Joseph getting the yellow card for the use of the elbow. Milanzi has the ball into touch. Throwing once more to Simba Bhora. We're pushing. This one collected by Makunike Jr. Junior Makunike lays it through. Donald Mudadi has got the skill. Finds up Buteleze Ngube. And he does well to beat an opponent here. Mudadi. And Cape United finally clear it with their captain. Donald Mudadi brought down there by Mubiala. Simba Bhora players understandably not happy with the Congolese midfielder. Chances are he might get yellow carded as well. As we take another look into the VIP stands. Here's the incident neatly brought down by and look at him. He's going to say, I got the ball.
Yeah, but
Players can lie with a straight face.
Yeah,
eh?
they do. You know, they always try to play these mind games and play innocent, but at the same time, the visuals will show you otherwise. Yeah. So the referee, I think, rightly calling it a free kick to Simba Bhora.
Yes, indeed. As
We've just learned that the reason for the delay in the game between Triangle was delayed because there was an absence of the ambulance. The ambulance heading because the goalkeeper had a leg broken. So we hope it's not anything serious or career ending for the goalkeeper down there in the Loveld.
yes, one of our guys, Ian Roma, in glasses and a cap. And the game has been stopped so that the Simba Bhora player can be attended to. Cape United take the occasion to discuss tactics and see how best they can implement the coach's plan. And confirmation of that yellow card on Bisila Mabiala Love Raema. He's a man from Congo, Brazzaville, coming to play for Cape United here in Zimbabwe. That was Donald Mudadi's injury. And a part of the team that's doing the presentation and analysis, Charles Mabika, alongside Justice Majabi and Terence Malunga. We call him Jemba Jemba.
And you know what, Stanley? Cape United have never won a game here at Rufaro Stadium since the season started. So it seems Cape United are better travelers than better playing at home. So hope they will turn this trend around, because it's not really doing well for them where they play better or get better results on the road, and you want to enjoy your home ground and enjoy in front of your home fans. So Cape United will look for their home win if it comes through Simba Bhora as the first one this season.
Let's see if they can do that. As the kick comes in from Blessing Moyo. Save, and is there! Simba Bhora have registered. It looked harmless when Blessing Moyo took it because of the deflections. But I think the Simba Bhora strikers wanted it more. They managed to sneak in and beat the goalkeeper, the Ghanaian goalkeeper, Stephen Kwaku Odai, beaten after 38 minutes. Simba Bhora 1, Caps United 0. Come to think of it, when it happened, Simba Bhora were actually down to 10 men because Donald Mudadi was off the field in order to be treated.
Barnabas Mtuche is the scorer. If you look at the way that goal came about, Stanley, it was through Simba Bhora exchanging passes and finding pockets in the Caps United defense, which we spoke about earlier on. That's where the Caps' vulnerability is located. So Simba Bhora managed to capitalize on that.
Yes, indeed, and Caps United in trouble once again. Here's another opportunity, but cleared away. And the ref judging that the approach by the Simba Bhora striker was dangerous. Free kick then to Makepekepe. Kwaku Odai waving his players upfield. With 6 minutes to the Oranges, Caps United would desperately like to find an equalizer. As we take a look at the incident once again, the shot was blocked by the defender, but then Barnabas Mtuche was on hand to place the ball into the empty net. Simba Bhora look like they're on fire now. Ziocha turns one way, brings in a cross, and this one is overcooked. It veers off course. Goal kick to Caps United. But definitely Simba Bhora are smelling blood, Joe.
Yes, smelling blood they are. And of course that would be also in keeping with the trend of their matches or against Caps United. They still maintain their dominance. But we also want to point out that Caps United are looking shaken at the moment. We just hope maybe they'll stabilize themselves, maybe get a goal before halftime. If Simba Bhora were to get a second goal, it might be difficult for Caps United to come back in this game, which has always been dominated by Simba Bhora.
Yes, indeed, Simba Bhora dominating once again. If they win this one, it will be the third time that they will have beaten Caps United. But of course, it's far from over. They always say it's not over until it's over. Confirmation of the scoreline there. Barnabas Mtuche after 39 minutes to make it 1-0 in favor of Simba Bhora. Utelazwe! Good catch by the goalkeeper. Odai had a long view of that one and makes it look easy. Jimmy Zingai picks up possession as we replay the effort from Buteles and Nube. I think if this one had been sent to either side of the goalkeeper, it would have given him problems. My word, this is dangerous now. Donald Mudadi turns away from his marker. It is there! My goodness. What a turn. What a shot. And it's 2-0 already.
2-0 already, Stanley. Simba Bhora are doing what they want. Caps United are failing to contain the marauding Simba Bhora, who are toying around with them. They are finding each other, picking up pockets in Caps United defense. And as it is now, Mudadi doing his thing, running into the box, twisting and turning Wesley Mulanzi. Look at that ball, the way it was threaded as a through pass. Mulanzi, no way. Donald Mudadi turns inside and lets loose a shot into the near post. Of course, Odai could not do anything about that. Kwaku picking up the ball from the back of the net. And of course, there's every reason for the Simba Bhora fans to break into song and dance.
Oh yes, they're already sensing victory here. 2 goals in 3 minutes. It's definitely hard to take. 2-0. Simba Bhora lead. Confirmation of the scoreline. Donald Mudadi with the second. Caps United restarting the formula with Kangwa. But he guides it all the way back to the goalkeeper. Kwaku Odai finds support from Jimmy Zingai. Clips it long, but Blessing Moyo does well to clear Shandirwa, who had gone quiet in the last 5 or so minutes. Now resurfaces. Kangwa shuffling the ball from one foot to the other, looking for the diminutive captain. But Blessing Moyo makes sure it's safe. Jimmy Zingai, and it comes to the near side for Milanzi. Mudadi once again, he was being impeded. Milanzi must be very careful because he is walking a tightrope for someone who's been yellow carded, so he has to be extremely careful. Yes, Tafa to take the free kick. Good long ball forward, a bit too long, and it goes out of play. In the end, it's a goal kick.
Donald Mdadi's goal today makes it his second goal in 2 games after he scored one of the 4 goals for Simba Bhora last weekend when they triumphed over Triangle by 4-0. So Donald Mdadi, 2 goals in 2 games for Simba Bhora.
Good going for the midfielder. Very alert, very skillful. He has got the vision. And there he showed that he has got the shooting power as well. Chintuli now for Cape United. Sliding tackle from behind. And Mauchi is the guilty party. So that will be a free kick as we see some members in the VIP doing some calculations of maybe if Cape United can come back. Mabiala lies it back. 1 minute of stoppage time. Shandirwa plays a hospital pass, and this one is out of play. Quickly to be taken there by Bruce Kangwa. He realizes that there's no time. Shandirwa with the dummy. Brings the ball into the area. Headed away once again by Simba Bhora, who are looking very strong at the back. And finally, it comes to Benyu. Another one who had disappeared, as we see more members of the public in the VIP stands. And Mudadi standing so close to prevent Cape United taking the free kick. I think the referee will be blowing any minute from now. And the Bruce Kangwa is stopped by the referee as the whistle goes for the first 45 minutes. 2-0. That's a very healthy lead, and I can tell you that Joe Lupata will be talking glowingly to his players at halftime.
And every reason to, Stanley, and they've done well so far. Simba Bhora, having come in from a 4-0 win over Triangle last week, registering a 2-0 halftime lead today. Definitely they remain in contention and in the argument at the top of the Premier Soccer League. Meanwhile, for Cape United, it will not come in as good news because Cape United last would have gone for 4 games without a win and 5 games without a win. That is Wisma today on the log table. They are part of the relegation conversation.
Yes, certainly they are part of the relegation matrix. Cape United, and very soon we will be going down the touchline to hear from CNN and his analysis team once we go through what was happening in the first 45 minutes. And of course the crowd coming alive, the Simba Bhora crowd coming alive because of the 2-0 lead that they are enjoying at the moment. Who knows, maybe come the second 45 minutes they'll be able to add on to what they've done in the first half. Your guess, of course, is as good as mine. Nobody knows what will take place as we now go over to Charles CNN Mabika and his technical team. It's over to you, Charles.
Half-time at the ceremonial home of football. And my word, what a thriller. And remember the last time they played Scotland, they dominated, but they could not put away the chances, and they paid for it because they lost to Scotland by 2-0. Today, they dominated, and they have not made the same mistakes. They have scored twice. They could have scored more. 2 goals from the impressive duo of Barnabas Mutushe and the Don, Donald Mudadi. Although Mudadi, the way he led the celebrations towards the northern end stand that houses the Cape United fans, their reaction, you don't do that. You don't want to do that Donald done because it can cause to violence. So we don't condone that. But aside that, Chinuchedu have been almost perfect. They have been almost perfect. Justice Majavi, Justice Majavi is still here. Jemba Terence Malunga are still here. Boy, oh boy. Chief, what a display by Simba Bhora.
You know, like I said, you know, in terms of attack, they are too efficient. And you can see Nyani on the left side and Kangadza on the right side. They also have got Blessing and Buto in midfield, where and Barnabas is also doing well. He's a little bit slow, maybe because of few injuries in here and there, but it's completely a good team going forward. We've seen in so many games that whenever they have the ball, they've got a style of play when they're going forward. It's either they're going on the left side or on the right side. I'm not surprised by the scoreline. As I said earlier on,
you had 2-1, didn't you?
No, I had
you had 2-0. Ah, okay. Remember, Chief Justice 2-0.
Yeah, sure. So it's interesting. Cape United lost it, but in the beginning of the match, they did very well. They controlled a little bit, but now they are lagging in midfield where there is much of action.
Yep.
And going forward, like I said, the left side for Simba Bhora is very active. Yeah, with Nyani, he's taking on.
Oh, yeah.
And he's not giving any chance to Milan. And he's throwing. And also the cutting and the drawbacks. He's been promising that they're going to get a goal in any time. But so far, so good for Simba Bhora.
Oh, yeah. So far, so good for Simba Bhora. And I don't know what will happen in the second half. We'll talk about that, what Kabanana Ian Bakala is going to do. But Jemba, Samuel Nyani on the left flank and on the other flank. I mean, they have Emmanuel Ziwacha on the other flank. I mean, Chinuchedu have been devastating.
Pretty much. I think I alluded to a bit earlier that they are really lethal going forward. I mean, if you look at how their transition, especially in the final third of the play, it will actually show you that this is a pretty much drilled team. Especially going forward, you see that Ziwacha is the out and out striker, but he also comes in. He comes into play. He lifts the ball to the very creative Mdadi going forward. And we have seen Nyani being menacing, but for a left back, I can tell you this is also one of the very exciting left backs that we have in the country. Going forward, both going forward and also coming back to mark.
Yeah, and Zimbabwe Warriors head coach Michael Nisa is watching this, and you must be very impressed by Samuel Nyani. Must be very impressed. I was talking about Coach Michael Nisa. Must be very impressed by Samuel Nyani for Simba Bhora because he has really been causing torrid times for Cape United on that left flank. But I just want to talk. I did talk about it at the top of this halftime show. What the Don did, Donald Mudadi, what he did, he scored a brilliant individual effort. Brilliant. He scored and then went to the Cape United Northern End stand. I mean, that was provocation, and no wonder I'm not also condoning what the supporters did as they threw missiles or reacted very heavily there. But Chief Justice, the Don should know better. I don't know whether because he was at Dynamos, he still carries that grudge against Cape, but whatever, that was not good.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, we all know, before we talk about the goal, it was a beautiful goal. Although,
individualistic effort.
For sure. Yes, of course, he's coming this side, considering he's been part of Dynamos. And they don't see the goal. They see the provocation about the teams. But as a player, I understand this is sometimes it comes overzealous. He scored a goal, and they are used. You know, like I said before, this pitch has got a lot of tensions. Everybody has got a feeling about this pitch. If it was even Bikita Minerals scoring against Cape United, and you come here, whether they played for Dynamos or not, but actually you are provoking the fans. But I would say to the boy, you know, it's part of growing up. They will understand in future how impact this it has to the bad scenarios in the field. Like when you saw they started throwing missiles, and unfortunately, you know, it happened, and the good thing, nothing serious happened, and we just say, okay, the game should go, but the boys should learn in future, and of course they've got a very good crowd over there. Maybe you could just switch and go there.
Oh, yeah.
Although
Should have gone to the Vietnam stand where perhaps the Dynamo supporters are housed.
yeah, and although there's no rule to stop any celebration, sometimes we see in Europe, sometimes they jump over, they go behind, but we're trying to have less violence at the stadiums. It's something which has been noted, I think, with the authorities, and they'll try through their clubs, they'll try by letting the boys understand. Not only him, it can happen to any other player. It can happen. Sometimes I also feel it. We used to do it at the Baba Fields. Sometimes we used to score and we go the direction where they want just to provoke. But of course, those are some immediate mistakes. But it happens in football.
Yeah. Well, part of growing up, like Chief Justice is saying, so the Donald Mudadi will know better, because you don't want to provoke the owners of the game. But that aside, okay, the first goal, the free kick from Buto Ngube, and then the free kick from Bisto, rather, fell to Buto Ngube's feet, and then there to Barnabas Montushe, and he finished it off past the goalkeeper Odai. But the second one, wow, the second one, a piece of individual brilliance.
Well, I want to comment on the transition. They won the ball in the air, quick transition, a good pass from Junior Makunike to actually trade it from Daddy, and obviously the goal is brilliant. You'd see the way he just did it. At times, if you're not very very careful, the way he was, obviously the celebration will take you where he did take him, and well, in most cases, it's the height of the emotion and the celebration that comes with it. And you can't necessarily then preclude somebody to, please don't go there. At times it's for the players. It's for the players also to know the dynamics in football, the tension that being scored at really bring, and try and tone it a little bit down. But I've also, like I also mentioned and commented before the match started, I also feel like Cape United are not really compact in the middle of the park. They don't have a sitting defensive midfielder to really cover. You would see how that pass came by. When you have Shandira is more of a box-to-box midfielder, the creative midfielder. He won't be able to sit. And I thought probably Ronald Chinyingetira would have been a best fit to come in and just give a shield in front of the defense.
Yeah, it is in midfield. You will agree that Cape United have been found wanting. Blessing Moyo Bisto has reigned supreme in midfield with those timely interceptions and just feeding to those wings which have been devastating. So, remember, Chief Justice had it 2-0 for Simba Bhora. I don't know whether it's going to be correct. Jemba 2-1, Simba Bhora, I had it 2-0, Makepe. So I'm out. So is Jemba out for the predictions. But how can Kabanana, Ian Bakala, stop the, I'll call it rot in quotes, R-O-T in quotes? How can he stop that in midfield and try and change things? Let's find out from everybody who knows about destroying the midfield. Yes, you all know what he used to do. Chief Justice Majabi. How can Kabanana remedy this in the second half?
We note before Cape United, they were struggling, especially getting the ball up front. It starts from the midfield. That's where there is. That's why you see there's better transition for Simba Bhora. Cape United are lacking, like Jemba was saying, they don't have a defensive holding midfielder who has got an eye. We calculated the passes. In every 3-4 passes, you should be going forward. So now they need someone. Sometimes they look better when they have Eric playing in Eric Manokore when he's playing as a holding midfield, because they have someone who gives shield. If you can see, Siwacha is dropping to get the ball. He's turning, and that's where he dropped the ball, and the pass came through for Mudadi, a through ball. So we are saying that him as Kabanana, he also played as a midfielder. I think he also understands how to sort the issues. There is Benyu, who is not in an outright holding midfielder. So he just needed to have a central holding midfielder whereby Tanaka can be pushing forward.
He doesn't have one now, does he?
I think they really don't have, but I understand Eric is a holding midfielder. There's time you need someone who's calm. You know, Simba is taking advantage of that. They've got Blessing Moyo. Blessing Moyo is just seated. He's receiving everything. He gets anticipating, and he cleans up the front of defense. So this is what is lacking now for Cape United. Going forward, they are bypassing also the midfield. It's a long ball from Bruce. It's going forward. Who is there? Second ball, no one is there as well. So the distance is in the holding midfield, and the attacking is quite a little bit longer for anyone. That's why in some sort you see Benyu is not always seen, because he's covering a lot of distance because of that veil which is here in the holding midfield. But if you have a holding midfielder, he can control the ball. He can be starting the play, going forward, initiate something, which is lacking now for Cape United. Yeah.
Right. I mean, if it were those days of 2005, 2004, 2005, when Banana Ian Bakala was reigning supreme for Cape United as a holding midfielder, if he was there, Simba Bhora would not be doing what they are doing. But that's what they are doing. Quickly, Jemba, before we cross back, what do you think then Joe Lupatla needs to do? I mean, more goals quickly. Go for it. Well, let's see whether Ian Bakalaka Banana can do something with his midfield. And also, let's see if Dubai Joel Lupatla can fly his jet to score 3, 4 or more goals. I don't know. So we'll go back to DJ Stanley Katande and Joseph Nkani for the second half commentary. We'll be talking to you at the end of the 90.
Welcome back to the second half here at Rufaro Stadium. And now Simba Bhora playing from left to right, with Cape United defending the right-hand side and attacking the city end on our left. We would like to see whether Cape United have done something to change the complexion of this game here. And Simba Bhora will be getting us off. And I think Cape United have decided to make a change. In comes jersey number 10. Chinyengetere, Rodwell Chinyengetere, and Tendai Matindife. Those are the two players joining the action this afternoon. Chintuli and Mabiala have been sacrificed. So, yeah, Ian Bakala looking for a bit of steel and penetration. Confirmation of those substitutions as we prepare to start the second half of this particular match here. Ronald Chinyani, the match referee, still waiting for all the formalities to be completed by the fourth match official. And the second one is the Chintuli, just number 19. And Matindife, just number 77, coming on. And we get underway. Simba Bhora kicking off the second half. And Cape United guided back to their goalkeeper, Odai. Stephen Kwaku Odai from Ghana. Jimmy Zingai gives away possession. Ziocha thwarted. And again, Jimmy Zingai giving away possession. A chance now once more for Simba Bhora. Check in field, Nyani. Twisting and turning. A bit too much. And in the end, he plays the ball out. Over the byline. Goal kick to Cape United. And I think on that occasion, the Simba Bhora defender wasted an opportunity. He should have done a lot better by at least playing it to a teammate who was better positioned.
Yes, and I think he also took forever with the ball. I was expecting an earlier delivery into the box where the Simba Bhora players had actually loaded themselves forward up anticipating a cross which never came.
And Nyangatere fouled in the process. Free kick to Caps United, who are down here by 2-0. They are now scoring 2 as their favorite goal as we see the incident. Very nearly Caps United getting something out of the situation, but not to be. William Tole, the goalkeeper, now checking as much time as possible, but no, I think the ref stops play because there is an injury to a Caps United player. There we see Tindife walking towards the technical area.
This is Shandirwa. He led through a ball into the box, and I think there was a clash of the heads there, unfortunately. Matindife did very well to chase that ball and let loose a shot on the volley. Unfortunately, it went over the bar, but I think the idea was good. It's just execution which did not come through. But at least it should show that Caps United are now trying to get something out of this game. And if they were to get a goal now, it can be game on.
Yes, it can be game on, and I must admit that it's a very difficult skill that he tried to execute, and he didn't do bad at all. So if he keeps practicing, one of the days it will come off, and he will be celebrating. Now the stretcher is on for the injured player. All hands around the injured player. A clash of heads in mid-air. Yeah, it's something that has to be treated with care. And let's see if it's concussion or not. But Matindife still talking to Ian Bagala, the Caps United Zambian coach. Here's the effort once again. Who is going up? Yeah, he went down immediately soon after heading the ball.
That's Jimmy Zingai who got injured.
Yeah, that will be a cruel blow to Caps United. He's been the pillar of defense for Makepekepe. So now it's Tapio Matongo with Bruce Kangwa moving in, and Kadamanja comes in. Kadamanja, a very versatile player. He can play on the right hand side, and he can play in central defense, and Bakala drafts him into the central defense position. And I can see that Jimmy Zingai is going to be ferried away. Benyu to Blessing Moyo. This one brought back once again. Simba Bhora with Junior Makunike. The Butwellas and Ngube couldn't make it stick, and the goalkeeper takes it away or die. And the Kadamanja's first effort goes out of play for a throw in to Simba Bhora. Here is Mudadi. Mudadi, when the first goal was scored, he wasn't on the field of play. And there's a free kick to Simba Bhora. In a very good looking position, because if they can play the ball in the box, well, they've played it short. Ngube. Good screening of the ball there. Comes to Junior Makunike. It goes wide. No problem for the goalkeeper, but a good effort by the young man, as Simba Bhora are trying to turn on the screw and completely subdue Caps United. Can they do it in front of a very vocal Tim Makunike! And it's there! And an easy one for Simba Bhora, 3-0. That was the height of carelessness. We'll have a look at the manner in which the goal was created. But surely the Cape United defender must be ashamed of himself. How on earth do you do that? But Simba Bhora don't care. They are celebrating. Junior Makunike robbing the defender of the ball and squared it into the center. Yes, there must be celebrations in Samba. Could it be Ziocha? Yes, those are the two players who were involved. On the left is Junior Makunike. He created the chance, and it was a short pass played to the defender, who waited and waited. Junior Makunike robbed him of the ball and squared it for Emmanuel Ziocha to make it 3-0.
I think the ball that was dispatched by goalkeeper Odai should have been harder and firmer, because it took forever to get to a teammate. And of course, Blessing Makunike was sharp enough to anticipate and read that move, and then Cape United were left exposed. So it's a goal that has been caused, well, internally by Cape United failing to execute a basic goal kick routine.
Yes, very basic stuff indeed that Cape United are failing to do. Nbenyu with another effort straight at the goalkeeper. William Tole, the Malawian goalkeeper, started his career in Malawi playing for Mighty Wanderers, and he's since earned 2 caps with the Malawian national team. A very good goalkeeper, I must admit, as we confirm the scoreline there. It's actually 3-0. He has kept 8 clean sheets, William Tole of Simba Bhora. That's the correct version. Tuche Barnabas after 39 minutes, Mudadi after 42, and then Ziocha a few minutes into the second half to make it 3-0. I think Cape United are on the wreck now.
They are on the wreck, and well, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to pick themselves up. But if they get a goal, maybe they might think they have a sniff. But with the way Simba Bhora are toying around Cape United, it might be difficult for Cape United to come back in this game. And if it's the same vein, Stanley, we're getting an update that Highlanders have been stunned by Herentals. Herentals are currently leading Highlanders at Emagumeni by 1-0. And of course, we know the vociferous crowd at Baba Fields has been silenced.
And definitely, it hurts when your team is losing, especially at home. When you look at Highlanders, they are used to dominating at Emagumeni, but it's not happening yet today here. Well, it's still a long way to go. Only a goal as we wait for Kangadze here to take a long throw downfield. This one cleared away by Benyu. And it comes to Butelezwe Ngube. Kangadze. Shandirwa takes it away, but I think the ball had gone out of play. It will be a throw in. Kangwa to take it. Bruce Kangwa. And it comes to Matindife, fighting for possession now. Even contesting with his own player. But then Simba Bhora know exactly what to do as Ngube comes in with a chop. Ball laid through. This is Makunike. And it comes off a defender, Benyu. And that will be a throw in once again to Simba Bhora. Taken again by Benyu, by Ngube rather. And this one runs into touch. Kangwa was the last one to touch it. That will be a Simba Bhora throw. They take it long. It's back again with Kangadzi. Good looking cross. Taken away by the goalminder, the Ghanaian goalkeeper Stephen Kwakwodai. Here is Milanzi. Playing it along the ground, looking for Bamusi. Bamusi with an early cross. And this one is overcooked. That will be a goal kick to Simba Bhora. And the two coaches are in deep discussions on what to do here. They're trying to figure out what has stung them. That's Ian Bakala and his assistant in Alexio Sigion. William Tole to clear the ball for Simba Bhora. Kangwa is under pressure. Kangadzi has got possession. Ziochap takes it through. Nobody home for Simba Bhora. And Odai will roll it. Looking for Shandirwa. Chinyangatere giving a bit of direction from the middle of the park. Comes back to Bamusi. And it runs into touch. Throw in. I think it's better than a throw in. The ref is given a free kick. Let's see how it came about. Oh yes. Buteles Wenube bringing down Bamusi. And Bamusi is interested in the set piece. It's played into the area. Not a very good one. Benyu. That was a loose touch. And in the end, he brings down an opponent. Simba Bhora now. Yeah, the first touch by Shandirwa was a loose one. And Benyu had to commit what we call a professional foul to stop him from going, so that we start all over again.
It's not happening for Cape United, Stanley.
Certainly
because
not.
If it continues like this, Cape United will be hoping that Triangle doesn't win. Because if Triangle wins their game today against Manica Diamond, they will go up to 11 points. Meaning Cape United will be pushed further down into the relegation waters. So it's difficult times for Cape United family.
Well, I must say Cape United and Dynamo's fans will have to hold the log upside down in order to see their teams, at the top.
Yes.
It's it's so unheard of, but it's happening. It's only we were talking off air that look, the teams that are leading the log at the moment are the newcomers, Moors, Scotland, and even Bikita Minerals is doing well.
Yes.
They're picking up points. They are not yet threatened, but the traditional giants of Zimbabwean football are the ones that are struggling. Dynamos, Cape United, of course Highlanders. I must say that they are not part of the struggling contingent. They are doing well, although they are down by 1-0. It's not over until it's over. As Simba Bhora restart the formula. Cape United take it away. Milanzi brings in a good-looking cross. This one taken up by Matindife. Back to Shandirwa. It wasn't a very good cross from the midfielder. Matindife. It's time to cross the ball now. Brings it into the center. Benyu from outside the box. He couldn't shoot, and in the end, he went down rather too easily. And this is a good shot. It's taken away. That was Kadamanja. And the Cape United fans are livid.
When your team is down, you try and step on straws. That ball was slighted into the box. Benyu receives it. He sends the marker wrong way, tries to poke a shot. Of course, there wasn't much in that Stanley.
Even so, he went down long after the ball had gone. Yes. So I don't think the ref would have taken that seriously. Here's Matindife, the substitute who came on in the second half. And, he's trying to weave his way through, and he's down again, punching the turf in pain. But he's up and about, ready to continue with the game here. This is Matindife again. I think it was time to pass the ball instead of trying to...
He hung on to the ball for too long.
Yeah, I'm sure they're watching too much of Lamine Yamal, the Barcelona youngster. He's a red talent, a chance, yeah! Wonderfully saved by the goalkeeper. Bamusi surely should have sent this one home, but unfortunately he didn't. And William Tolle has saved the situation for Simba Bhora. Caps United trying to come back into this game here. Yes, Shandirwa. Chested down. Benyu picks it up now. Trying another long effort, and this one goes wide after a deflection. Corner kick to Caps United.
Desperate times for Caps United. Of course, they are upping their game now. They are hunting for that elusive goal, which hopefully they will get. And Ian Bakala watching there defensively, hoping that this team will get something out of this.
Yes, indeed, and they get another corner. Caps United. We've played up 62 minutes, more than an hour. It's about 28 minutes left to play. And the Caps United family not particularly happy with that scoreline. Here comes the corner. And this one taken away. Appeals for penalty. The referee didn't see it. Here it comes to Ngube. Plays it through. And in the end, Blessing Moyo can't reach it. Wesley Milanzi takes it up for Kadamanja. And the referee...
William Tolle is down. I think, well, we're not sure whether he got injured in that tussle for the ball when Caps United were taking their two corner kick routines. But the referee has called for attention to be given him. And of course, the football rules will guide us that when a goalkeeper is down, he definitely needs to be attended to without being taken off the pitch to receive further medical attention. And the play has been stopped as we speak. And while we're at it, stand, we're talking about how the football terrain in Zimbabwe has changed. We've seen new power. There's a new power shift. Look at that ball there. Maushi, Maushi testing it into the path of Benyu.
And Benyu's effort was deflected wide, and of course the corner kick came to nothing. As Caps United were desperately looking for at least a goal to try and find their way back into this game here. And William Tolle, the Caps United Malawian goalminder, is down. And as is always the case when a goalkeeper is injured, play will have to be stopped. Bakala and his assistant in deep discussions. The Vietnam end is in full voice. The band plays. And you can see the level of disappointment that some fans have got here. Well, it's a game of football. These things do happen. Some teams have lost by even bigger margins. 3-0, who knows? Caps might find their way back into the game here. Do you see that happening?
Yeah, I mean, look, we've only played 65 minutes. If Caps United were to get a goal now, it will give them the energy and the impetus going forward. You never know what it may do. It may just unlock more goals for them. So it may be too early for Caps United family to give up and throw in the towel right now. There's a substitution by coach Dubai, Joel Lupata. He's bringing in Gurirab.
Yes, Gurirab comes on. And Donald Mudadi calls it a day. The former Dynamo's midfielder scored one of the goals. I must say a very brilliant goal. An individual effort. Check this marker inside. There it is. One touch. Turned infield. Milanzi was nowhere to be seen. and Odai couldn't save it. Gurirab Isaka for Donald Mudani is confirmed. Bamusi, a man who should have given Caps United at least some lifeline. Here comes Wesley Milanzi, but his touch is heavy. And the ball goes out of play. Another long effort, good control. Well, Caps United are defending. They lose possession once again. Here they come here. Kangwa makes sure it's safe. Blessing Oil guides it back to his goalkeeper, but then Mauchi was penalized by the referee. This is Ishanis Mauchi. Nyengetere quickly taking the free kick to another veteran, Bruce Kangwa. Ball headed in. A chance for Nyengetere, taking too long. And I can tell you that if this was a few years ago, that ball would have landed back into the net. Nyengetere was such a lethal striker, but of course with age he is one step slower. But the footballing brain is still there. Kangwa, and it's out of play. Throw in to Caps United. Matindife, but Muse couldn't find him. Matindife is going forward now, turns in field, and he goes down under challenge. Referee says play on. This is a long searching effort that the goalkeeper Odai will pick up with no challenge at all. Finds Kadamanja. This is Milanzi. How on earth do you lose the ball in that sort of area? And it comes back once again. Danger here. Oh, just wide. Gurira very nearly introduced himself into this game with a goal.
Yes, he would have found himself a goal, Stanley. Look at the way Caps are vulnerable now. It seems like Caps United are loading more men up front. And that lady is definitely not enjoying what she's seeing now. Caps United run the risk of loading more men up front and leaving pockets of space behind them. I also noted that Simba Bhora are not allowing Caps United to play. Whenever Caps United has the ball, Simba Bhora are quick to press and force Caps United into making errors and winning themselves possession. So Caps United will better watch out.
Oh yes indeed, and the pressure is mounting, but Benyu this time will pick it up. Kangwa collects it, blasts it forward, finding Emmanuel Joseph, and in the end taken away by Webster Tafa. Out of play, throw in to Caps United. 21 minutes left of play. Nyangatere with a good looking cross, nobody home for Caps United. And this one is taken away by Nyani. Caps United are still coming through, and look at the trick. It's picked up now by Simba Bhora. Surely no, ref.
Definitely, if you look at the way Simba Bhora played, Buteleze came in from inside.
Yes.
But Gurrabe allowed play to continue. He was not involved in play. He ignored the ball, and well, the referee calls for offside, and that play had actually continued. I think Simba Bhora will feel hard done by them.
Indeed, they'll feel hard done by the match official. I don't know how he interpreted that one. I'll have to try and get a bit of an explanation and some movements on the Caps United bench. Junior Bunjira, with 20 minutes to go, is about to be introduced. William Tole clips it long downfield. Shangirwa beaten in the air. Here is Kangazi. Comes to Blessing Oil and plays the ball into touch. Referee stops play. So that
interesting substitutions there. If you look at the Caps United are bringing Unjira in place for Wesley Milanzi, who is their right back. Probably a sign that coach Ian Bakala is taking a gamble. He said we have nothing to lose. We are 3 goals down. Let's push more men up front, possibly making a goal or two and get ourselves back into this game. So Milan's out. Bunjira in.
Let's see if Bunjira can influence the game here. Here's Benyu. The Shandirwa inattentive. This time finds a Bamosi. Good looking cross inside the area. Headed on as Junior Bunjira fastened onto that pass. Martin Dife on the far side. Beats his marker well, Martin Dife. And now he wants to beat. He should have crossed that ball last year.
Indeed, Stanley, I
Oh
agree with you.
dear.
He had done very well to create space for himself on the run, on the far side, and then he took forever. He wanted to beat his men twice. Look at the way he got the ball.
That was wonderful.
That was wonderful.
He should have then gone on to push the ball. He actually looked back to see if he's coming, and he wanted to take another dribble. You know, I was talking about this to say, I think the coaches in the country need to up their ante and insist on purposeful play.
Yes, agreed.
Because we don't seem to have that with most of these young players. It's only the veteran players who are, you know, aware of what needs to be done with the ball. Ball control, pass, run into space, that's how you play.
Because you need to understand the context of the game at that particular moment. What needs to be done? Do we need to slow up play at the moment, or do we need to speed up our play? Then you play purposeful football.
Exactly. Benyu brings it down for Bamusi. Mauchi clears the danger. Chested down by Ziocha. He's got the skill and power. Ziocha to the near side. Kangadzi. And Makunike pitted to it by Bruce Kangwa. Free kick to Simba Bhora, who are leading here by 3-0. Let's take a look at it again. Good pass, and indeed Kangwa was a bit late, but Junior Makunike is fine and continues to play. Simba Bhora looking well structured. They know exactly where to be. As Bruce Kangwa prepares to dispatch a long ball forward. Bamusi thought he was taken down. The referee says play on. Feeling that it was a light touch, but I think Bamusi was due a free kick. And it's a very good looking position for Caps United, but it wasn't to be. Chinyani plays on. Flicked on there by Kurirap. Shandirwa. This is Junior Bunjira trying to run all the way, but he's managed to get a throw in, and it comes into Chinyangatere. Back for Bunjira. I think you need an early cross. This one is blocked. Another throw to Caps United. Down by 3-0 at home. And there is Dole.
Simba Bhora have a better away record than Caps United's home results.
Well, it's not surprising.
For Caps.
It's not looking good for Caps United. I think maybe it's the pressure from the fans. They can't be so demanding, the Caps United fans. Junior Makunike flicks it through for Kangadzi. And this one with Telezwe. Kangadzi once again. Confirmation of the scoreline. Play on, says the ref. Here they come. It's a chance. No! This one goes wide. My word, that was well hit by Barnabas Mtuche. But it went wide.
Question will be asked, Stanley, how much space he was given? Why was he allowed all that space all by himself to let loose a shot, regardless of it going off target? But the space that he was given, I think there must be an inquest at Caps United around that.
Indeed, the defense is looking a bit fragile. And the midfield is not showing enough presence. Since the departure of Kingsley Mreremba, who now turns out for Scotland FC. Redemba was like the engine room, the glue that kept the whole team together in the middle of the park. Kanga's long ball, headed away by Mauchi. Benyu trying to work his way through, goes down in search of a penalty, not given. Matongo makes sure, and this one rolls kindly back to the goalkeeper, William Tole. And the far side assistant flags up, was up. So this will be a free kick, and you can see by the long face that she's not happy with what she's seeing.
I thought the ref was going to allow Tole to play the ball instead of stopping play and awarding him a free kick for the offside offense. So, well, he had his decision, he had his reasons for doing that. I thought Tole get the advantage, let the ball keep rolling because you are in possession of the ball.
Yes, indeed. Cape United were in Simba Bhora rather, were in full control. And there is it's Nyani brought down. It's Tuche rather brought down. He's such a skillful player. And Blessing Moyo sending Tore scurrying back to his goal after the back pass.
Simba Bhora preparing a substitution, bringing in Neva Tigere and Chinotenda Meke. And Tigere is one of the scorers who scored one of the goals when Simba Bhora beat Triangle 4-0 last weekend.
Yes, indeed, it will be very interesting to see how he settles into this team here. Simba Bhora leading already by 3-0. Here is Benyu. Turns away from his marker. Flicks it through for Bamose. Keeps the ball in play. Kundai Benyu. The cross is too high and misdirected. And it goes behind for a goal kick. Yeah, there's need for precision. He's somebody who runs himself to a standstill all the time, and Farajere not happy with what he's seeing. He's the owner of Cape United. In confirmation of the substitution for Simba Bhora.
Junior Makunike being pulled out. Neva Tigere. Junior Makunike coming out. Neva Tigere coming in.
Yeah, Makunike was a constant, thorn in the flesh of the Cape United defenders. They must be happy to see him leave at this stage.
Yeah, he was a thorn in their flesh. And you see Emmanuel's which are being pulled out for Chinotenda Meke coming in.
Leaving Alois Bunjira, a former Zimbabwe international, former Cape United player, will agree with me that this is not the best of Cape United, as the substitutes are confirmed. Meke is in, and so is Neva Tigere. Chinotenda Meke and Neva Tigere have joined the fray here, with Simba Bhora leading by 3-0. Now William Tole is in trouble. The yellow card.
Time wasting.
For time wasting.
Unnecessary cards, Stanley. You are leading 3-0, and it's not like you are under any threat, as it were. 3-goal margin, you get a yellow card for time wasting. Unnecessary in my view.
Yeah, you can actually put your team under pressure as Neva Tigere picks up possession, his first touch. And he couldn't keep the ball in play, so Kangwa takes it. It's given to Shandirwa. And the Blessing Moyo puts it away, but not after. Well, we see Michael Nice and his assistant take Shua Chiragui. Well, Chiragui is the one in what we call a bomber jacket. The Ngezi Platinum coach. He is the assistant to the German mentor. Simba Bhora avert the danger. That one, Nyani Ishmael plays that one into touch. Kadamanja is lucky. This cross comes in, and Nyengetere guides it out of play. Oh, they're coming in at a young age. We're catching them young,
and
in the terraces.
Looking cute. One for the future.
Yes.
One fan in the bag.
You never know. She could be in the commentary box or calling the game in the center like Ronald Shinyani.
Or for the Mighty Warriors.
And for the Mighty Warriors, because the interest will have been cultivated at an earlier age. Long ball forward. Shandirwa from Atindife, who is back in defense. And Simba Bhora. And Caps United have just been given a free kick. It's Simba Bhora rather given a free kick. That's an interesting position. If someone can play the ball into the box. It's never to get it to take it.
He's one of the free kick specialists, never to get it, but I'm not sure from that range and angle if he can pull out something special.
Yeah, that will worry Ian Bakala. Oh, this is a good one. And it goes straight to the goalkeeper, Odai. Never to get it. I think you're quite right to say he does peck some good shots. Benyu. This is Kangwa. Back to Benyu. Chipping it down the center. Good flick. And a chance for Joseph Mbolo. What a save by the goalkeeper. And he's livid with his defenders. For once, they couldn't do a good job. But the goalkeeper was forced to earn his wages here. The corner is taken quickly. The header is there. And well defended, so that will be a free kick. After the Simba Bhora player was fouled in their box. So that will be a set piece for the team from Shamba. This is how it came about. The flick looked good. Emmanuel Joseph took a shot that bounced. It should have given the goalkeeper lots of problems.
Yeah.
But the highly experienced Malawian did well to set the situation for Simba Bhora. Even with Dubai, has given him a round of applause.
Yes. I like how Joseph Emmanuel wanted to execute that, because he did very well to create space for himself. He shot the ball downwards. But if it was on either side of goalkeeper Tole, it would have been goal for Cape United. But it was directed straight centrally, and William Tole did nothing but to save the ball, tipping it over the bar.
7 minutes from the 90. That's a massive clearance from Simba Bhora. And I can see Kadamanja racing to the far touchline to take the throw. It's headed away there by Simba Bhora. Anywhere goes now for the Shamba-based outfit. Two more players set to come on for Simba Bhora. Joe Lupata giving everyone a run around, and this turn a chance for Bamusi. And in the end it comes up to Junior Bunjira. The shot! On is there! Oh, well laid out by the youngster. That was a brilliant effort. Just over 6 minutes to go, and Junior Bunjira blessed it into the far corner. Even Tole, with all his skills, he couldn't stop him.
He couldn't stop it. Junior Bunjira did very well. He received the ball. He sent in a dummy, came inside and picked up his spot, let loose a left-footed placement, which found the post and then ricocheted into the empty net. So good goal for Junior Bunjira. Something of consolation for Cape United, and we see now Simba Bhora are making two additional changes.
This is how it came about. Junior Bunjira placed it well into the far post.
I like his composure.
Yes.
Yeah, he didn't panic. He picked up the ball, looked up, and decided on what to do. Good goal, Junior Bunjira.
Wonderful goal from the young man. 3-1 now is the scoreline. Cape United finding that goal through Junior Bunjira. Ngube Butolezwe has called it a day, as well as Kangadzi. Here they come once again with Mtuche. Benyu Taken down by Nyangetere. Benyu once again to Bunjira. But tightly monitored. Bunjira is fight for every loose ball. Here they come now. Well read there by Matindife. And the referee couldn't get out of the way, and that will be a drop ball in favor of Simba Bhora. But still leading by 1-0, and Benyu reminding the referee that time is running out. Time is of essence for Caps United. Simba Bhora with Blessing Moyo guiding it backwards. Matindife takes it down neatly. Chinyangatere. But Simba Bhora have managed to clear the danger with Nyani. Ishmael Nyani doing well on the left hand side of defense. Here's Kadamanja. Long one into the area. Cleared away. The shot comes in. Benyu queuing up a shot. Damn it, one finds Bruce Kangwa. The header. And this one goes out of play.
They got into each other's way.
Goal kick, yes.
Yeah. There were three of them.
There is need for Ian Bakala to emphasize on communication, but Joe Lupata will be happy with what is happening. Away from home, leading by 3-1 at a place like Rufaro Stadium and playing against Caps United. This is the green half of the capital. That's no mean feat. I know that they're not going through their best of times. Some have decided to be solitary. They can't stomach the abuse that will come with losing at home. Mauchi makes sure it's safe. Bamusi for Caps United chips it, a good looking cross. Junior Bunjira. But again, he's taken away. Got it up. He's hauled down to the ground, and that will be a free kick to Simba Bhora. More and more youngsters ensuring that they enjoy the game here. I think she knows that she's on camera. She'll be very popular tonight. Never to get it, guiding it backwards. A lovely exchange there. And in the end, Tigere recollects the ball under pressure from the defenders. And Benyu makes sure it's safe. Nyangatera will pick it up now. Beats his marker. But then Simba Bhora covering up for each other so well. Captain Blessing Moyo chipping it through. And in the end, it's going to be a free kick. After Kelvin Dereki, but here's a couple in green. Well, you can't tell them apart by their colors only. Both teams wear green. But then I have to judge with the look of the glumness on their faces. Tells me that they belong to the losing team at the moment. Here's Odai. Clips it through. He didn't do a good job on what looked like a seemingly easy one. The band still plays in the stands, in the Vietnam stands here. With 2 minutes to go to the 90. It certainly is over for Caps United. I don't see them getting 2 goals in the last 2 minutes, Joe.
Yeah, it's a tall order, Stanley. And with this as it is now, Simba Bhora have played their 6th away game and winning 3 of those 6 away matches. That's a good return, yeah? And then they've scored their 6th away goal in 6 games. So good going, good traveling for Simba Bhora.
Yes, indeed. They're very good travelers as Blessing Moyo picks up possession. And some veterans are with us in the stadium. Tuche. But again, he's giving it away. Here's Kadamanja. Came on as a substitute. And the ball on the far side. Mbolo. And in the end, it's taken away by the goalkeeper, William Tole. That's an all-timer. He supports Cape United. Judging by his looks, he must have been there when they were formed in when they joined the top league in 1976. I was still in high school. And I remember vividly one of the matches played here at Rufaro Stadium versus Zimbabwe Saints. The duel between Sheikh Mentauro the late and Gibson Omela, who was playing in defense in that day. Oh, it was epic. Sheikh Mentauro had the speed. Omela had the speed and power, and he managed to subdue him. But then at the end of the day, United won that trophy.
You are taking us back memory lane, Stanley, where you had teams that could ignite the local league, but unfortunately they've since gone under. You're talking of your Arcadia United, your Black Aces, your Rio Tintos, Zimbabwe Saints you speak about. There was also Lancashire Steel, Shabani Mines, Sporting Lions, State House Tornadoes. Those were the days.
Did you have Blackpool there?
Yes, Blackpool is part of the story.
Yes.
Yeah, but these are the 80s. Yeah. Fire batteries from Chitungwiza.
Fire batteries, yes, from Chitungwiza. Certainly they illuminated the scene here. And 2 minutes have been played by my watch. Referee Nyani still allows play to carry on. It's going to be a throw in to Simba Bhora. To be taken there by Neva Tigere, who leaves it behind. Allowing his teammate to do the honors. The man who came on as a second half substitute, Carlos Mavulume. They are suddenly winding down the clock. With their captain Blessing Moy applauding every move that they will have taken. And the referee has blown to end Cape United's misery. 3-1. Goals coming from Barnabas Mtuche, Donald Mudadi, and Emmanuel Ziocha. But then Junior Bunjira in the 85th minute made it 3-1, as we shall be seeing Joe Lupasha, the Simba Bhora coach, who is on a roll because suddenly his team has been playing so well. And they deserve the place that they have somewhere in the upper echelons of the log, Joseph.
Yes, they do. Simba Bhora have done themselves very well. And remember, they are the defending champions. And coming into this game, they are part of the conversation in the top 3, where you find Moss, Scotland, and Simba Bhora. We spoke about the new boys coming into town to cause all kinds of problems. So this is part of the story that we have in our local football, that the new money has come in to change the conversations and the narrative in football. And we also need, I think, to quickly accept the reality that there is an evolution in football. Teams come and go, and the teams that you normally know as traditional teams are not doing so well. But as we look at today's game, I think Simba Bhora came in on the offensive. They did what they want, the way they were finding each other, picking up pockets in Cape United defense lines and threading passes to each other. I think Simba Bhora are deserved winners. But on the other side, there has to be an inquest within Cape United in terms of their defensive play, their defensive formation, because they were vulnerable. They were easily pickpocketed. They were easily split by the Simba Bhora attacking play, which I think will be an issue which Ian Bakala needs to look into.
Certainly, Bakala will have to look into this situation. The defense is not looking good enough. And also the strikers are a bit shy. And when one looks at it, you find that when Ian Bakala came in, he made some wholesale changes. This is a totally different team. And I can see Joe Lupasha is standing next to Charles CNN Mabika as we cross over to CNN Charles Mabika.
That's how it ended. You might say a game of two halves, perhaps. Simba Bhora dominating the first, and then Cape United perhaps dominating the second. But when they tried to make a comeback, it was far, far too late. I'm joined now by the victorious head coach of Chinuchedu Simba Bhora. We used to call him Dubai. We still call him Dubai. Joel Lupatla. Dubai, congratulations. And what a performance, especially the first half. How did you manage to do it against your tricky opponents, as you always tempt Cape United to be?
Thank you, CNN. I'm very happy for the boys.
we have come here. This is our 4th time coming here. We lost 3 games that we played here. It was the 4th time lucky today. I'm happy for the boys that we have managed at least to put the monkey off our back, and also to have 2 games in a row on a winning streak. It's also good for the confidence of these boys. I think the game that the Scotland game, it took a knock of the boys. They wanted to win that game because of half of the players that are there. They are friends, you know, the banter and everything. But I'm happy the way they've responded. Last week it was good. Today it was also good. Credit to Coach Ian Bakala. I think we played good. The game was finished first half, but second half they did well. But you can tell that we are good in terms of defending. We stood our ground, but at the end of the day, we've got a blemish that we conceded. I don't like my boys to concede. Our goalkeeper doesn't like to concede, but at the end of the day, we are happy with what they've done.
Well, Dubai, all the best in your next game. And well, before I let you go, out of the 3 goals, which one do you think was the best one?
I think for Tony, the one that he changed the defender and gave a look, that was good for me.
Okay, Dubai, safe trip back to Shamba. That was Joel Lupatla, Dubai. Now I'm joined by a visibly disappointed Caps United head coach. We used to call him Kabanana. We still call him Kabanana. Ian Bakala. Well, coach, it was a game of 2 halves. You came back in the second half, but by then it was far too late.
Yeah, I think we conceded early. We considered the situation where we couldn't have conceded, and I think players, they have to wake up. Where we are not okay, and every game it's a cup final.
Yep. Okay.
We can't be allowing those scoring like that.
That's right.
For us to score, it's very difficult. Even them at the back, I think they have to work more extra hard.
That's right. It was, they say games are won and lost in midfield. The first half, your midfield did struggle. It improved a bit when you made those substitutions. Agree with that?
Yeah, well, I think the players, at the moment, I think I'm trying to know each and every player.
Okay.
Which is, I think we still have a lot of work to do.
Okay.
But looking at this game, I think we just gave them the goals, which would have come back strong. Yeah. But looking at the goals they scored, we came in second half. As we are fighting, we conceded again. We just gave away a goal, which is unacceptable in football. And we just have to work more extra hard as a team.
That's right. Okay, coach, tough luck. All the best in your next game.
Thank you.
Okay. Right, that was Kabanana. That was Kabanana, Ian Bakala, the Caps United head coach. As you heard, we just have to work extra hard. Well, that's just about it. What a thriller here at Rufaro Stadium. Finishing, of course, 3-1 in favor of Simba Bhora Chedu over Makepe Kepe again. 3rd time in a row from last season. Well, do enjoy the rest of your viewing here on ZBC TV. We will be leaving you with the highlights from this exciting match. From everybody from ZBC TV Sports, fronted by our producers, Bevan Shinurai, Stuart Shoriwa, Tinashe Manyoni, and Gina Gwanzura, we say, remember to take care of your loved ones and each other. I'm Charles, CNN Mabika. Until we meet again, it's bye-bye for now.
But I didn't use this my young break. So the number
Hello viewers, and welcome to yet another episode of Crime and Road Safety Watch, a program that is proudly brought to you by your police service, the Zimbabwe Republic Police, as a way of cementing police public synergies in combating crime. Elliot Kudzai Ganyani is my name. Of course, we are bringing to you this week's episode from Mukushi Police Academy right here in Harare. Like all times, it is always an extraordinary privilege to have you along. Viewers may be preview of the newly adopted electronic traffic management system by the Zimbabwe Republic Police following a press statement which was released by the organization on the 17th of May 2025 with a list of 290 vehicles that were captured by the system disregarding traffic lights. In light of that statement, the ZRP reiterates that the electronic traffic management system is linked to relevant government departments such as the Zimbabwe National Road Authority, ZINARA, and the Central Vehicle Registry, that is CVR. All particulars of the vehicle ownerships are available. In the interest of maintaining law and order, the Zimbabwe Republic Police now produces the list of vehicle registration and their owners as captured on the system. Both videos and still images of the vehicles approaching, passing, and after going through the red lights are available for prosecution at court. Some vehicles have been captured more than once after the motorists repeatedly passed through red traffic lights on several occasions. The ZRP applauds vehicle owners who are cooperating with the police in this process. As at the 22nd of May 2025, 40 vehicle owners had come forward and some had already paid their fines. Meanwhile, the Zimbabwe Republic Police dismisses all information given by the website that is appearing on your screen being shared on social media platforms by an individual or group to search vehicles wanted by the ZRP for violation of traffic offences. The public is advised that the Zimbabwe Republic Police has nothing to do with the link and to be careful with whatever information is purportedly being given. Meanwhile, motorists are advised that deposit fines are to be paid at Mukushi Academy as earlier advised. The public is advised to directly contact the police for more details on the National Complaints Desk number 0242 703 631 or the ZRP WhatsApp number 0712 800 197. In another story, the Zimbabwe Republic Police periodically carries out capacity enhancement workshops to equip police officers within the organization's rank and file with requisite knowledge and skills for top-shelf service delivery. One such workshop was held for officers of the rank of superintendent at Mukushi Police Academy Assembly Hall this past week. The Commissioner General of Police Stephen Mutamba presided over the opening ceremony of this workshop as the guest of honor.
This training workshop is one of the numerous capacity building exercises which shall be undertaken this year in an effort to continuously bridge performance gaps, share notes, and cascade good practice. Ladies and gentlemen, the knowledge value chain within the ZRP must remain seamless and strong. The knowledge and skills imparted to commissioners, assistant commissioners, and chief superintendents must also sit all the way down the chain of command, emboldening the professional work ethic throughout the rank and file of the organization. Hence, I urge you all to put shoulder to the wheel as we serve our people and organization with distinction. The quality of the service we offer as an organization is hinged upon diligence and vigilance. This training workshop therefore must realign our policy and thrust towards the end. Effective supervision and stakeholder management are crucial in ensuring the delivery of exceptional service and upholding organizational values. Where complaints arise during the course of duty, let us handle them objectively with a view to correct the anomaly and restore confidence in our clients. Ladies and gentlemen, stakeholder engagement in your areas of jurisdiction remain critical and enlist the cooperation and partnership of the communities you police. Remember, you are only posted to those districts for a season, and members of the public resident in those areas are permanent stakeholders in those communities. They have deeper and much more vested interest in the sustenance of peace and security. Therefore, work closely with them. In terms of human resource management, I wish to highlight that this training workshop shall cascade to all levels in the organization to address shortcomings and improve service delivery. Capacity building is a continuous process, and as commanders, I expect you to conduct lectures and provide guidance to achieve desired outcomes.
Moving on, police in Mashonaland Central Province are out in full force to curb robbery cases following a number of reports involving robbery cases. Speaking at a joint crime awareness campaign, Police spokesperson Commissioner Paul Nyati urged farmers to take heed and help the police in curbing robbery cases. To perpetrators, he gave a stern warning to avoid eking out a living through crime.
kutoera mubereki murimi mari yake ndosaka tauya kuti tikumbire kuti tibatsirane uyezve vana baba kana tatengesa fodya ngatiendei kumba murimi anoshanda nesimba murimi munhu akavimbika hatitarisire kuti kune matsotsi angade kuramba achimbobira vabereki imimi vabereki muripo mapurisa varipo kana tauya kuzotengesa fodya ngatimirirei kutengesa fodya todzokera kumba ngatifambe takangwara pese patinenge tiri kana marasika mapurisa